So in this video, we are going to learn how to create Salesforce contacts from MySQL. Now suppose guys, from various sources, you are getting the new contact details and you are adding them in MySQL. And you want with the same details, those users should be added as a contact in Salesforce. So let me tell you, you can actually automate this process. So in this automation, whenever a new row will be added into a table in our MySQL database, automatically with the same details, a record will be created as contact in Salesforce. Now, if you want to know how you can set up this automation, for that, you just have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. And after reaching to this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I would like to name a workflow as MySQL to Salesforce. And then just click on Create. Now you can see that our workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have 2 different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those 2 concepts, those 2 principles on which this whole automation works on. Where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with our trigger window. Now the idea here is, first we have to connect our MySQL account, our MySQL database with Pabbly Connect in the trigger window. So that whenever we create a new record, we add a new row of data in our MySQL database, the details of the same row, of the same record or of the same contact will be received inside Pabbly Connect. And after that, using this Pabbly Connect's automation, we are going to add that same user with the same details as a new contact in Salesforce. So let's see how it is done. Here in our trigger window in Choose App, we will search for MySQL. Just select it. After selecting our trigger application, here in our trigger event from this drop-down, select New Row in a table as the trigger event. Then just click on Connect and select Add New Connection over here. Now here guys, we have to connect our MySQL account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, we have to enter the username and password of our MySQL database. Then also we have to enter the host, the database and the ports. So if you have created your MySQL account, you might be having all of these details of your MySQL database. Here you just have to enter all of these details and then just click on Save. Right now I will be using just existing connection which I have already created and click on Save over here. After clicking on Save, here you can see that our MySQL database is now connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is the table name. And here in this dropdown, you can see a list of all the tables which we have created in MySQL account. So here in my MySQL database, you can see that right now there are 3 different tables which are created. New contacts, payment disputes and task in Asana. So in this table named as new contact, in this particular table, I am adding the details of the new contact which we want to add in Salesforce. So from this dropdown, we are going to select the table that from which table we want to get the new row data. After selecting the table, it is asking us for the unique column. And here in this dropdown, you can see a list of all the columns which we have created in this table. ID, first name, last name, email, mobile number. We have created all of these columns in our MySQL table and here you can see the same list in this dropdown. Out of all of this, we have to select the column which will have a unique ID. So here guys, I have created a column of ID and every new row, every new contact we add in MySQL will have a unique ID with it. So that's why we have selected ID as the unique column. After that, the important note says this MySQL trigger will check for updated row every 1 hour. So guys, the connection of MySQL and Pabbly Connect is a polling based connection. And in this type of connection, Pabbly Connect will check for new data, new row in our MySQL table every 1 hour. So every 1 hour, Pabbly Connect will go and check on our MySQL database and see whether a new row is added or not. And if we have added some new rows of data, it will get that data and process this data with this automation workflow. So here guys, after selecting the table name and unique column, just click on Save and Send Test Request. Now when we click on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see that we have received the response. And in this response, you can see the details of the last row, the most recent row which we have added in MySQL. So in this particular table here, you can see that we have added just one row of data over here. And when we clicked on save and send test request, the details of the last row, the most recent row or the only row which we have added in this table is received over here. Here you can see the same column name, the same mobile number which we have added over here. Then here you can see the same last name and the first name, demo user. This was the name of the person. The same name which we have added in the row in this table. Also you can see the same ID and same email address too. This means the connection between our MySQL database and Pabbly Connect is working perfectly fine. And using this connection, whenever a new row of data will be added in our MySQL database, within 1 hour, the same data will be received inside Pabbly Connect, and with the same data, this automation workflow will trigger. So here guys, the step 1 of setting up this automation is completed. Now let's move to step 2. And in step 2, with the same details of a new contact which we have received from MySQL, we want to create a new contact in Salesforce. So we want to add this user with these same details as new contact in Salesforce. For this, we will just scroll down, come to our action window, and here in Choose App, we will search for Salesforce. Just select it. After selecting Salesforce, an action event from this drop-down, select the action event as Create Record. Then just click on Connect and select Add New Connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our Salesforce account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, we have to just click on this Connect with Salesforce button. And because we have already logged into our Salesforce account in our browser, Pabbly Connect will detect the same account. Just scroll down and click on this Allow button. And as we click on this Allow button, we will see our Salesforce account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the first thing it asks us is the Salesforce object, that for which object in our Salesforce account we want to create a record. And here in this drop-down, you can see a list of different objects which we can create in our Salesforce account. So here from this drop-down guys, we have to select the object as contact. So here just select contact over here because we want to create a new contact in Salesforce. After selecting the object as contact, here the next thing it asks us is the account ID. That what is the account ID of our Salesforce account in which we want to perform this action. Here guys, the field of account ID is not mandatory, is not required. That's why you can keep this field blank. Then it is asking us for the last name. That what is the last name of the contact which we want to add in Salesforce. So here guys, we have entered the last name of the contact in our MySQL database. And we have received the MySQL database or the details of a new row from MySQL inside Pabbly Connect in our trigger window. As you can see here is the response of last name. So what we want to do, we want to send these same details of our contact from MySQL responses over here in this action step of Salesforce. So we have to basically map this response of last name from this trigger response over here in this action step. And guys, the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field and here in this drop down, you can see a list of all the responses, all the details of a new row which we have received from MySQL. And out of all of these responses, select this response of last name and it will be mapped over here. So whatever last name we are going to enter while adding a new row in this MySQL database, with the same last name, the contact will be created in Salesforce. Now after last name, it is asking us for the first name. And we have also received the first name of the user in the trigger response from MySQL. So we have to map this response of first name over here too. So just click here and from the drop down, select the response of first name. Then it is asking us for the salutation. So we haven't added any salutation to these contacts in our MySQL database while adding the new row. So what you can do, you can keep this field of salutation as blank. Just turn on the mapping button in front of it and clear the default response. Then here it is asking us for the address like other street, other city, and all the other details related to the address of the new contact. And all of these fields of address are also not mandatory, are also not required. So here you can see that in our MySQL database, we haven't added the address. So you can ignore these field of address too. Then we will scroll down further and we will add the mobile number and email address over here. So this is the field of mobile number. Just click here and from the drop down, select and map the response of mobile number in this field. And at last, in this field of email, just click here and map the email address as well. In this video guys, in our MySQL database, we have just added some basic details of a new contact. If you are adding some more details like the address or their department or their work related details or any other details of these new contacts which we want to add, you can basically add these details into your MySQL database, and after capturing the data of MySQL inside Pabbly Connect, you can map all of these details into their respective fields of this Salesforce action. And after mapping all the required details which we are receiving, what we have to do, we will just scroll down and click on this Save and Send Test Request button. After clicking on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see that we have received some response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the data or the details of a new contact which we have mapped over here, basically the details of a new contact which are added in our MySQL database in this table in MySQL, with the same details a new contact is created in Salesforce. So let's check it. We will go to a Salesforce account and go to this contacts page over here. And yes guys, here you can see that just now a new contact is created in our Salesforce account. The name of this contact is demo user, the mobile number is this, and this is the email address of the contact. So with the same details of a contact which were added in the table in our MySQL database, a new contact, this same user is added as a new contact in our Salesforce account. This means the automation workflow which we have created using Pabbly Connect between MySQL and Salesforce, this automation is working perfectly fine. So here guys, whenever we are going to add a new row in this table in MySQL with the contact details, with the same details, that user will be added as a new contact in our Salesforce CRM automatically using this Pabbly Connect's automation. So not just these applications, you can connect plenty of other applications with Pabbly Connect. And guys, one more important thing. You will find the clone link of this exact same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone this same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account, and you can use this workflow for free. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely free.
If you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can post them on forum.pabbly.com. So if this video was helpful to you, you can obviously like this video, comment down your suggestions, and don't forget to share it with others. So guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.